Good evening, everyone. How y'all doing today? Hi, this is Coach Joyce Lynn. I know I have not been live in a minute, and I am also with my podcast family too as well on this evening. We are doing part two of overcoming self doubt and finding a positive outlook on life. I pray that y'all had a great holiday, a great Thanksgiving holiday with your family, friends, and coworkers, and y'all was doing some safe shopping and everything. So I just thank God for that time to be able to spend with family. Amen. But right, we still got some things that we need to do. I'm all moved in, right? I still got some little things to work on with my home office, but everything is going as planned. So I said, tonight is the night. Let me go ahead on and do record part two of this series of overcoming self-doubt and finding a positive outlook on life. How many know that, situations arise in your life and sometimes you begin to doubt yourself, talk down to yourself, think bad about yourself because situations and experiences happen, right? But we have to understand that it's not your fault that the people that do what they do to you, right? You're not the one with the issue and with the problem. It's with the person that does the attack. So, but today, we're going to put the enemy on notice that we are overcoming self doubt and we're going to find a positive outlook on our life. We are going to move forward and press towards the level and the place where you're trying to be at in your life. And that is one of the things that with Hot Topics and Night Your Destiny Speaks, we actually talk on different levels of life and mental health, business, as well as kingdom building and crisis and trauma. We bring you the positive and practical ways, also to spiritually, that you can be able to apply it to your life. So that way you can be able to make an informed decision from a healed and delivered place in your life. And God not only wants you to be healed spiritually, but He wants you to be made whole physically, mentally, emotionally, as well as financially and spiritually. Amen. So it's going to take some work on your part. It's going to take some work on my part, right? Because we're always should be moving forward to trying to become the best version of ourselves daily. So that way we can begin to treat our neighbor as we treat ourselves. We can love our neighbor as we love ourselves. And if you don't fully love yourself, how can you love your neighbor, right? So we have some work to do. I know a lot of times it can be different things that may come up. Sometimes you may don't feel like it, sometimes you may not be in the mood, but you know what, we got to always go out here in the public, right? We don't know what anybody is going through. Your hello to someone can be a blessing to them. Your God bless them, and different things can actually be done, talk the person off a ledge. So, as you begin to not only work on yourself, but also to learn how to be able to deal with the community, deal with your neighbors, your co-workers, your church members, then you can begin to be a different and better force. You can be the example that you want to see here in this earth on today, because we know that it's so many negative things and so many bad things that has been going on, right? But we need people that's not afraid to stand up and stick up and show the change. Amen. So we're on part two to overcoming self-doubt and finding a positive outlook on life. And we're starting with lack of life experiences. Sometimes a person can suffer from self-doubt simply due to a lack of experience. If you were overly sheltered in childhood, were sick, or had issues that caused you to not have a lot of experiences in life, that can turn into fear, anxiety, and even other problems such as agoraphobia that prevent you from stepping out of your comfort zone. If you have no successful experiences to look back on, It can be hard to imagine success. If you have only experienced failure, it can be doubly hard to envision success later. Whatever the reason for these experiences, overprotective parents, a illness, undiagnosed mental illness, being super shy, whatever is causing, it needs to be addressed so that you can start experiencing small successes and know what it feels like. If you don't know what that feels like, it's going to be hard to move forward. Your zip code. This can be hard to accept for some people, but where you are born makes a huge difference in how you view the world and your own place and potential in it. If you're born on third base, you still experience self doubt. If you have controlling parents who see only one way that you can have success, such as following in the family business when you don't want to, but most of the time it's because you was born either in a place without a lot of opportunities or you were born to parents who, while loving, are poor. The sad fact is that most people do not escape the situation they was born into today. But that doesn't mean you can't. It just means that due to lack of vision, most people only know what's inside of their own small portion of the world and don't have their eyes open to the possibilities out there for them. Just by, going through this, no matter what your situation is, you are getting your eyes open to the possibility in the world to escape your circumstances and make the most of your life in a way that you thrive. That's a great thing and can make so much a difference. Undiagnosed anxiety. Anxiety can actually be a symptom of self doubt, but it goes in a circle. Self doubt can cause anxiety, and if you can find a way to address the anxiety, you may be able to lessen the effects of your self doubt. Many people who have anxiety describe it as a bad feeling of a million butterflies in their stomachs whenever they think of doing something that makes them uncomfortable. Often, this feeling is so bad that the person suffers from panic attacks, which can be debilitating. Some people don't get the panic attacks, but they don't push themselves beyond that feeling of butterflies that they experience as unpleasant. There is a theory that adrenaline junkies see the same feeling as positive and they seek it out. Whereas a person with anxiety uses the same feeling to stop doing anything that causes the feeling. Interesting, isn't it? If you suspect that you have anxiety, it can be hard to even get the help you need by going to your doctor and telling them about it because that also makes you anxious. You fear they'll think you're silly, but you can get help with your anxiety by seeking help from your doctor. Some anxiety is caused by vitamin deficiency. So your doctor would likely perform some blood tests and they may recommend you to see a psychiatrist who can prescribe medication to help you at least on a temporary basis, right? So that you can start experiencing success instead of being blocked from it. It's important not to allow this to cause you to stay stuck in your current patterns. The healthiest people seek help. And even if you don't want to take medication, there is help for you to overcome anxiety disorders naturally too. Establish patterns. Often people experience self doubt simply due to patterns they're established since childhood or in some place in adulthood that sent them down a bad path of experiencing failure or even something traumatic. For example, everything could have been going fine, then something traumatic happened, like a car accident, a death in a family, and so forth. This may start leading you down a path of repeating bad patterns or accepting that your life is just going to be full of failure and you won't go anywhere. However, this is something you can overcome by changing your patterns. The process requires that you are introspective enough to be able to see the truth about yourself, your choices, your relationships, and more about your life. Then you'll need to be able to take decisive action that will help you start to experience success in your life that you can build on as you overcome your self-doubt and start believing in yourself. Even now, there are so many reasons that you should believe in yourself. Once you start realizing that, this part should be simple. Reasons to believe in yourself. Let's go over some reasons that you should believe in yourself so that you can combat and rid your life of self-doubt. The fact is, this is something that must come from within and not from other people. I know sometimes, other people look to other people to make them happy. You have to get that out of your mind. You can't look to other people to make you happy. You have to begin to work on yourself within and make yourself happy. You have to know that, sometimes people, they're going to let you down. They're imperfect people just like you are imperfect, right? So we cannot look to others to make us happy. Amen. You was born with everything you need to experience success. Right, hold on. The idea that if you don't believe in yourself, no one else will is very true. That might seem harsh, but it's a fact that you'll need to deal with in your quest to develop your new belief in yourself. It's true of everyone, and you are included in this. You are born with everything you need to experience success in life. Your success may look different from somebody else's success, and that's okay. You should be the one who is happy living your life because it's your life to live. You deserve it. You really do deserve to have a happy, full, and successful life that you enjoy. You can and should wake up each day ready in sight to continue each day, no matter what it brings. You deserve to feel good about yourself and to rid yourself of self-doubt. You deserve to live a life that ignorates you regardless of your circumstances. Even if you are experiencing challenges that no one else can relate to, you can still overcome them and live a fulfilling life. Your current relationships. Look at the relationships you have now that are successful, the ones that make you happy, the ones that are supportive, the ones where you are supportive and helpful and make you feel needed. They likely believe in you and you believe in them. Imagine if you told those people how you feel inside about yourself. Wouldn't they support you and try to talk you out of your self-doubt? Where are you now? Even if you're struggling now, you'll survive this long, right? That means you're doing something right. You're alive and you're able to get this information and take it in, internalize it so that way you can begin to work on the change of overcoming self-doubt. That's a positive that you should focus on right now. Focus on what you have right this moment that is good, and that is a reason to believe in yourself. Prior success. If you have been successful at something, reveal it in that. Did you manage to get up this morning? That's a success. Did you do well in school? That's a success. Did you get a driver's license? That's a success. If you need to get down to the very smallest success, that's okay. You don't have to have huge successes to draw on to know what it feels like to be successful doing something. You're just as good as others. Remember that you are just as good as someone else and deserve the life you want to live. No one deserves it more than you. No one is more special, and for that fact, neither are you. But even though everyone is basically the same, We all have different ideas of what constitutes success, and that too is just as good as the next person's idea of success. The truth is, if you look from a distance at your problems and put them in relation to the world, how important are they really? If you made some bad choices that have resulted in going through a rough emotional patch, financially or spiritually, that's okay. That is how you grow in life. You grow in life through experiences. It really is how you react to those struggles that make up who you are. Look at how to overcome negative thoughts so that way you can deal with self-doubt. So we are going to stop right here. We just coming to the conclusion of part 2 of overcoming self-doubt and finding a positive outlook on life. Like, just go back. Like, if you haven't listen from the beginning, go back and listen and get your notebook, get your paper, and just begin to like really kind of evaluate like what you have been going through, what you struggle with. Because I know, like, even during this time right now, we're heading into the holiday season, the end of the year. I know many people have lost loved ones, and we just pray that God will comfort you through this time. But I also know too is a lot of time we tend to beat our own self up. We are our own worst critic. We put our own self down. And a lot of times we do it is because of how people treat us. And sometimes it is too, is how we look at our own self, our own reflection. We don't think that we good enough. We don't believe in ourselves the way that we should be believing in ourselves. We don't invest in ourselves the way that we should be investing in ourselves. And, that has to do with, well, whatever your experiences are or what you may have been seeing and dealt with along the years and even in your environment. But I'm trying to kind of tell you today that you can overcome everything. God has given you breath in your body. He has woken you up. He's given you another day to get things right. He has given you another day to begin to be another a great version of yourself. Begin to work on that. Work on that self-esteem. Work on your self-confidence. Work on overcoming those challenges that try to come up and creep up in your head and in your thought process of telling you that you can't live the life that God says that you can live. So, a lot of times we just have to change, like kind of unlearn the things that we may have thought or we allow people to throw in our head and different things. And it is a process. I tell y'all, it's not an overnight process. It's not a sprint. It's something that is going to take work, right? It's going to take work and it's achievable. You just do it at your pace. I know a lot of times if you're working in a different in the same industry as someone else, and you can look at that person's success and you look at where you're at and you be like, dang, well, they're so successful. They're making this, they got this support, that support, or whatever. But you never knew the process that it took that person to get there. And because y'all may be working in the same industry, right? But y'all are different, y'all on different levels. So just as well as, you won't look at it as an envious standpoint or you're jealous or you're trying to covet what that person had. You just could use it as a motivation for you to continue to keep on going, because everybody, regardless of what industry that you're working in, right? Everybody has a uniqueness to bring to the table. You got to understand that God has placed a uniqueness inside of you to be able to reach the certain people that he has for you to reach. And yes, it is going to take you a lot of things too to unchange about yourself, because you have to understand that where God, the vision that he has given you, you have to come up as authentic. You have to have compassion. You have to have empathy. You can't have hatred in your heart. You have to have good customer service skills. You have to begin to allow him to pull back the, well, as the lady said in Blind Faith, pull back the onion, the layers of the onion, right? To get into the root of the matter. So yes, it's going to bring about a change. And one of that is overcoming self-doubt. One of that is working on your self-esteem. One of that is believing in yourself. One of that is not only, you working on being the best changed person that you can, being authentic. and just continue to work on the vision that he has given you. And just knowing that as he's giving you the blueprint, as he's giving you the marketing, everything else that you need is going to begin to open up. But yes, it's not a sprint, right? It's not a race. And you just got to continue to keep on going and pressing forward. So, yeah, I just thank God on today, y'all. I pray that this has helped someone. And this was part 2 to overcoming self-doubt. And tune in tomorrow. Tomorrow evening, we will be coming with the part 3 to overcoming self-doubt and having a positive outlook on life. But I pray that this has touched you, it has helped you, and made you where you at. I pray that y'all have a great evening, great morning, great afternoon, wherever you may be. And I just thank y'all. Ignite Your Destiny Consultant thanks you. And Hot Topics by Ignite Your Destiny Speaks, thank you. Ignite Your Destiny Unlimited, thanks you. We thank you. And we just pray that y'all have a great evening. And if you need prayer, you can always reach us on our 24-hour prayer line, which is 404-513-2435. Have a great evening. And I'm out.